as a Black woman, I wanted to keep the essence of who I was. I feel like if you cast somebody that's me, you should keep all the things that are, natural to her. So I was really happy to Rob and John for being really open and allowing me to keep the essence of me and my locks, which are very special to me. I've had them since I was 5, and what that means. And so having that, as well as a fusion with the loose hair, like I feel like a mermaid would have a mixture of hair like that, too.
I've noticed that some people are more than willing to forgive a racist as long as the racist in question is attractive and young. Otherwise, they love disposing people who have done less just because they are undesirable and unattractive.
I mean, yeah, this comment reads, "It's so weird to see other millennials complain about our boomer parents ruining the world for us while exposing their own kids to COVID repeatedly." Bang on. Like, I've said this before, but COVID's the collapse. COVID is the death knell of the United States. Many epidemiologists have said that COVID is a practice run for what is about to happen next. We are already seeing untreatable fungal infections. Huge swaths of people have been made disabled by COVID, which means that they're largely going to be plunged into poverty due to existing barriers. We have a rising wave of populism, and fat phobia plays no small role, as usually people's obsession with perfect bodies give way to things like race science, ethnoscience, and just general drunk science around race and ethnicity. And given that the most marginalized groups are going to have the highest rates of disability, they're going to conflate the two and see that as their value, and prime the populace to eradicate them, because they hold, quote-unquote, no value to society. And truthfully, none of our leaders oppositional to the Republican Party are prepared for that at all.
Also, I don't know.
Who the do you think you are?
No, whoa. No.
Now what's on your nasty old mind?
I hope your favorite drink is always miraculously in your refrigerator.
And ladies, I hope that every time you ask a man for some money, he give it to you, sprinkles.
Racialization is. My name is Abiola Ogoro, and this is DSR in a Minute or Less. Racialization is the act of either giving a racial character or feature to something or categorizing something by race. Now, this plays out in numerous different ways. One example that's easy to visually map and understand are racist cartoons, which have been used heavily not only for politicized propaganda, but generally speaking for demoralizing purposes of certain groups of people. For example, the usage of watermelon as a tactic against the civil rights movement and against the desegregation of Black Americans. Even today, there are many Black people who will not eat watermelon in public due to its racialization. Another example is the racialization of slanted eyes. When you think about slanted eyes, the characteristic has only been attributed she's pushing me right now for pets, has only been attributed to East Asian people, which we know is not true because there are different groups of people across the world that can have slanted eyes as a natural characteristic. Additionally, another version of racialization is the racialization of an inanimate object, but not just an inanimate object and the way in which it is used in our society, which can be money and greed being incorrectly attributed to Jewish people. These examples of racialization are important to note, not only because it helps uplift the voices of these different marginalized groups, but we can think about why and how an image is being used and why and how a term is being used every single time we see it. And that's a good thing to question and learn. That's all for today. We'll see you later, won't we, Pickles? Come on.
Seeing how it is the month of the fruity booty patooties, what am I? Factual, dactual information.
Here comes the hurricane, bitch. Oh!
Before the Europeans invaded Africa and brought its people to the Americas, before they colonized the Americas and forcefully took land from the indigenous, these people groups had expressions of gender and sexuality that existed all over the spectrum. European invaders even documented their findings of what we would now term queerness. They were disgusted because indigenous expressions of gender and sexuality were very different than their own. They called us barbaric and savages and made it their mission by any means necessary to convert these groups to Christianity or to make them live in a way that saw Christianity as supreme. And with this came, among other things, a strict gender binary and a patriarchal norm. These are the results of white supremacy. It is important to remember that the term white supremacy implies the supremacy of white beliefs and ideas. It is reflected in the idea that colonizers thought queerness to be abnormal, barbaric, savage, and they imposed through indoctrination the supremacy of this belief onto the world. I love and stand with my queer siblings. As for the Bible, its relationship with queerness is all over the place. But what it does more than anything is reflect the time in which the people writing these books had very limited understanding of gender and sexuality. Also, not everyone believes in the Bible, so to even frame these conversations using the Christian Bible is in fact Christian supremacy. So to be very clear, homophobia, transphobia, the discrimination against and disgust of the LGBTQ+ community stems from white supremacy, and I want no parts of it, and neither should you. Love and light to you all, and like and follow for more content.
What the fuck? I blame Ice Spice.
I've known Auntie Allison 30 years. I would never want her to see my house like this.
Auntie Allison doesn't sound like a real ass bitch. 30 years and she can't see some water bottles on the dresser?
So, what are your friends to think of me as a mother, seeing I let you live like this?
They're not going to think of you as a mother. I know I don't. You're barely here.
Because I represent this family. Every time I step out this house.
Every time you step out. When do you step in? I've seen you for all of 5 minutes this week. 4 of them being the time you took to lecture me about my room. Just now.
Yeah, fuck it, everybody back. Tell Mark something. They can't come over to you, fix his nasty ass room with that nasty ass attitude. Because I don't know who you're talking.
I just love the taste of nothing.
My idea of heaven is not full of a bunch of homophobes. Why did I deconstruct? Because I realized that my embedded theology was so heavenly focused that it was no earthly good. Black Christians inherited a theology that emphasizes our afterlife at the expense of our lived experiences. If you're a person of faith and you want to know what God thinks about you, imagine what kind of person you would be without heaven and hell. We shouldn't need the promise of heaven and the threat of hell to be decent human beings that treat others with dignity and respect. Besides, if practicing your religion is making my life a living hell, I'm not enticed by your idea of heaven. And since we're on the topic, and it's the beginning of Pride Month.
Yay, what's your name? Can I get your name?
Sure, my name is Tina.
Well, Tina, fuck you!
So I have a question because this video was kind of stuck on my mind. If Christianity started in Ethiopia, why don't most black Christians in America read Ethiopian Bibles? Why do they read the King James Version? And I had a question like, okay, so what's the difference between an Ethiopian Bible and a King James Version Bible? 18 books is the difference. 18 books is a lot of information. And it says it was rejected from the church. Why? This is why I could never be a Christian, because there's too much inconsistency. There's not a lot of room for questioning. And nobody really questions anything. But this is probably what I'll be looking up all weekend, is figuring out why these books were omitted and why they were rejected. But that doesn't like raise a red flag for y'all. Like, why would these, what are you missing? Like, there's information missing and you don't care about that?
Rip me off the plastic out the night. Love doesn't feel like 90s R&B. I don't want it.
Exactly. So why you not outside my window singing in the rain? Bitch.
I have to manage a lot of straight men's attraction to me. And I had to do that a lot through college. You know
now
what I mean?
that's go on.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like, because I think we don't teach black men intimacy. And so a lot of time when black men feel intimacy, they instantly think sexual, right? Like, and so you want me to hug you, but you're not gay because you want me to hug you, but you want a hug from a man in this moment. But no one taught you growing up you can want a hug from a man sometimes. And sometimes you want a hug from a guy. Even as a gay man, I want platonic hugs from my male friends sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But like, no one teaches that. So when you want it, you're like, what does this make me? And then when you want a hug from a guy who you think is cute, But you can't say it, so you just say, you like my shoes, I get the hose. You know, the things that straight men say to get
I see you, bro.
I see you, bro. Big dog, I want to get like you, that kind of thing.
I think girl friendships are kind of homoerotic in a way that we
but
are
it's
all
okay.
just very comfortable with, so it's never a problem. I've seen Mel's tits more times than I can count. It's never really been like an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can fall asleep with my friends on the couch and it not be, we was in here being gay. You know, like, we can hug, we can hold hands, like, we can do these things.
And I hate that y'all can't have that.
And I hate that y'all can't have that because, like, do I have girls that, like, I'm friends with that we've done stuff that is markedly and decidedly gay? Sure, that's a different thing. But, like, I don't gay on Melanie, and Melanie don't gay on me. But if two boys have the type of relationship that we have, then it's like, them is some homos.
And the caveat to that, especially, is the fact that you identify as bi, right? And so, like, as a bi person who's seen her breasts, it's like, still no weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
As a man, you think because I'm gay, I inherently want you.
Bitch, I'm in motherfucking London. Jollof rice in hand. Like, what you mean? Like, tell the queen the real queen is in the fucking building, bitch. Yeah, what the fuck? Ooh. Flag on the play, flag on the play. That girl dead. Not too much. Not too much. But also colonialism. So yeah, the queen is back. Tell the girls the fucking queen is back, love. Like, the fuck is you talking about, love? Like, let's be serious. Let's be fucking focused. Let's be serious. Let's be fucking focused. Thank you.
If it's a debate about nature versus nurture and where my gay come from, it's nurture. Babe, I'm an INTJ with mommy issues. We lucky I'm not in the fucking Marines with cinder blocks on my ankles. I found smut at the perfect time. Who knows where I could have been by now?
Yeah, man, you know, just another night, just another day.
Only 1.6% of American adults are now transgender or non-binary. 1.6%. Then why do you choose that group to attack? And I go back to what LBJ said a long time ago. He said, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you.
If you're looking for out-of-the-box storytelling, you might be interested in this coming-of-age story about a 13-foot-tall black boy. It's called I Am a Virgo, and it premieres on June 23rd on Amazon Prime. This seems like it's going to be a very, very interesting story, and it looks like it's also going to explore the dichotomy between how black boys perceive themselves when they're teenagers and how they're perceived by the rest of the world. This is a Boots Riley show, so it's the same guy who did Sorry to Bother You, so definitely expect to see some similar sci-fi and surrealism elements.
Why am I fighting demons that have been trained in MMA? Who the fuck taught my demons karate lessons? Nah, because I shouldn't be getting my ass whooped like this. My struggles shouldn't have a black belt.
We fucking and you cuddling like baby. Looking at my watch, you should have been home. Today I regret the night I put that ring on.
Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new.
Snatch me out my wig, I ain't got enough glue.
She went to trip with my mug on me.
Oh, DD, oh, what it is? Oh, DD, what it is?
I remember his hands and the way the mountain.
You listen here, Ice Spice. You better keep it a buck, see? You assumed I was enamored? The gentleman is a glutton. My suitor seeks nothing more but to feast upon my eventide supper. Darling, I am opulence personified. I acquire that which I desire.
I find it crazy how 90% of people just scroll past this video and miss a chance to meet a famous artist before he was ever famous. But that's alright, because this video is not for the 90%. This video is for the 10% that's still watching this. So as of right now, I'm claiming you as an official member of the One Squad family. And all I need you to do is make sure that you comment your name below so that I have proof that you was here before I was ever famous.
Oh my God! We was really thinking the exact same thing!
Things and go. Can't take back what you said. Oh no, I've heard it all.
Why, I've never fornicated with Wayne, and I've certainly never fornicated with Drake. I promise this upon my life, darling, for goodness sake. However, if I had menaged with Sir Dwayne Carter and Miss Darby Graham, I would have perhaps allowed them to duly masticate upon my derriere as if it was some sort of small puff pastry, or perhaps a gâteau.
If you're black and you perpetuate elitism, you're a part of the problem.
If you're black working in a predominantly white workspace, knowing that there's another black person there suffering and you only make their experience worse, you're a part of the problem. If you're a black woman or a black man who perpetuates division by calling black men bullet bags and calling black women bald-headed, perpetuating sexism, colorism, or anything of any form, you're a part of the problem. If you're black and you perpetuate fatphobia, guess what? You're a part of the problem. If you're black and you have ideas that go against your people, your community as a whole, to seek validation from our oppressors, you're a part of the problem. If you're black and you reinforce stereotypes by telling a black person that they don't act black because they grew up in a suburban neighborhood, bro, you're a part of the problem. If you're black, showing your hatred for people because they come from a different country, but they're still your blood, your people, you're a part of the problem. If you're black and mistreat other people because they're different and they're not like you, you're part of the problem.
I remember when you laughed when I cut my perm off and you rated me a 6. I was like, damn. But even back then with the tears in my eyes, I always knew I was the shit.
What gay am I? First of all, bitch, I'm only gay on the weekends. Let's be clear. Yeah. The disrespect. Nah, fuck that. We running this back. Because y'all not going to play with me in my face. Bitch, third time's the charm. Yeah. Don't play with me.
The whole idea of U-hauling, of queer relationships, and specifically sapphic ones moving really fast, started as a joke. It literally came from like a comedian saying it, but it became this kind of de facto truism. And I think sometimes it can be employed in a way where if a straight couple moves a little faster, if you know, you know. That's the takeaway. But if a queer couple moves a little faster, they're U-hauling. And it takes away any idea of agency. And I think the fact that it's largely attached specifically to women-loving women relationships, this assumption that if there's two women, who's gonna be rational? It's a joke and it's cute. And in community, it can be funny, but I've realized more and more that like the value of that joke is being lost, and instead it should be more conversations about when you are in a group of people where more than the average doesn't have close relationships to their blood family, has lost family and friends just because of aspects of who they are, those bonds you create and those found family bonds, they might be able to move a little faster because you're going off of that shared experience, but you're also seeing safety and vulnerability with that person. But that conversation gets lost if we just blanket it with U-hauling.
I'm not doing that shit no more. Y'all think I'm bullshit. I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck.
Rip me out the plastic, I've been acting brand new. Bitches acting like they running shit they really ran through. I spend that 500.
You get mad, even if you get offended. So, what you gonna do?
TikTok took my first video down for this, but when y'all say, me and my husband are trying for some kids, all I hear is every night I go home and get stretched like Jimmy Neutron's do-rag. Like, Susan, it's 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. Have some decorum. The only thing you're trying is raw meat. Matter of fact, when did we start celebrating unprotected relations like this? If that's the case, I think I deserve a couple hoorahs. A clap or two. Don't laugh too hard. A lot of y'all already got the clap you deserved. But, AG acting different. I know. I got a cut. You see it. Beard trim. I know. I look good. Don't got to tell me. There's a lot of moisture in the air. The tides are rising, if you will. I'm acting different. AG's food reviews. Let's see. Popeye's ghost pepper wing. I moaned a little and I closed my eyes. That was a little freaky of me. Let's rewind the tape. But it's like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It's really not hidden for nothing. There's no pepper. I don't know why it's called ghost pepper, but this is the Wendy's blueberry pomegranate lemonade. As you can see, bust test. I mean, absolutely. Buster Testerson. This is the one that have your wig sliding back.
In this world, we're all alone. You know I love my island home. Make this right, find out.
Come on, everybody do dance all right now tonight. Light tight in the sky. If you're with your lover, if you're with your girl, if you're with your brother, if you're with your sister. Mayday! Got to get a feeling on the moonlight. Want to know what a true Jamaican night life is like? Alright. Work hard, play hard, no need no sponsor. Life of the party, girl, you're sweet like sugar. Put the S in a sexy girl, me love that figure. When you whine and go down, come up and bend over. Know the party can't start till you there bout, yeah. Sexy up jacuzzi, poolside and sauna. Miss up when the party start and get the hot like fire. Move up the road, boys, and spend out no dollar. Girl, pretty in a face, them look fine and proper. Tries to impress and every man admire. Listen, no low vibes, come make we lift this higher. Burn down the world club and set the roof on fire.
Oh my goodness, I love this question.
I think.
Hey, can I speak to April? How you doing? I feel kind of silly doing this, but this is your son from the house in Virginia Beach. You know, the one with the waves. Well, I see you on Wednesdays all the time. You come in every Wednesday on your lunch break, I think. And you always order the special with the hot chocolate. And my manager be tripping and stuff, talking about we gotta use water, but I always use some milk and cream for you, because I think you're kind of sweet. Anyways, you know, as your son, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I was wondering if you could slide me a couple dollars till I get paid. You know, because maybe we can get together outside of the house, because I do look a lot different outside of my house clothes. We can go across the street to the park, maybe, baby. Thursday's perfect.
Look around, everybody. Look around, it's me and my crew.